Hey guys, what's up? This is Josh, just doing a weekly update. These carrots are getting really tall, like super tall, and they're only the 6-inch ones, meaning they're not supposed to get like more than 6 inch deep or whatnot. And they're doing really well. So I don't know if I planted them too close together. You can kind of see down there. There's one right there. Then about 1.5 inches, 2 inches away, there's another one right next to it. So I don't know how well they're gonna fare, but I guess we'll kind of find out. This Buchalokia ghost pepper plant isn't really doing all that great. It could be because it's being shadowed by these carrots here, but it still has light, and then it's getting this little brown. The leaves are getting a little brown there. I don't know if you can see that very well. The leaves are getting a little brown. I can't figure that out. I have another Buchalokia or ghost pepper plant sitting right next to it, well, on the other side here. And look at this guy. I mean, if you look at him and you look at him, this is metal halide, this is high pressure sodium. I did this so I could, get a test and see kind of what the deal is with it. And for some reason the camera always has these little lines on it whenever I go to high pressure sodium. But you move over here, there's none of those lines, which I thought was pretty weird. So, but just real quick over here, you can see I'm already getting buds on that one. I can zoom in some, try and see it. See the buds that are right down there? They're coming in. So I'm really excited. I really want to see these peppers, see how cool they are. I mean, the leaves on this thing is, look at that. That's my hand. The leaf is just like the size of my hand. It's awesome. It's so cool that this one's doing so well. There's really no difference in water or how it's being fed. The only difference is the high pressure sodium and the metal halide. I'm getting so much better growth over here with the high pressure sodium for the ghost pepper. So that should tell you something. Even greenery, the plant is growing all the green in here to this red light as opposed to this metal halide. So I find that pretty cool. I haven't finished this setup yet. I have put in another shelf up top where I'm going to hang some fluorescent lights just up top and grow some lettuce, pump some water up from these tanks. That way I get some extra filtration. I don't really need to do this, but I wanted the extra filtration. There's the inside of it. It's got a little thing there so that it'll overflow into here. I'm going to put a standpipe in here and just have water constantly flowing through it. And then this one here, I'm hoping I can get, it's said to pump 6 point something feet from, and it's exactly 6 foot from the bottom of that tank to the middle of that thing, of the container there. So I'm going to try and pump it up there and then run this PVC pipe down to an elbow out here, down here, and then back. I mean, it's crazy, but I'm going to see how it works. If it has any leaks whatsoever, I'm going to tear it out and just have it go into both, have the one pump just go into both these tanks, or just to one of these tanks, and just put an extra filter on there maybe just to have extra filtration. So the fish are doing great, as you can see. They're hiding. They don't really like to say much. But the ones down here are even bigger. These are doing really good. I'm really happy with the way these guys are turning out. The ones that are in here are still a little bit stunted. You probably can't see very well. I have not cleaned this tank at all, and it's still doing well. The fish are still doing well in there. Right now I'm kind of letting the pump, I shut off the pumps so that I could kind of see where the water level was at and get a good reading of it so I can fill it. And then so the roots can dry a little bit in here, because it's just, it was pumping so much. This table gets so much water. So, right, yeah, this room's going great. Like always, I had to put in a dehumidifier because this room, if I close the door to this room, it becomes like a sauna in here. And I have my vent pipes up top there, and this humid air just keeps getting pumped to the rest of my house, and it creates condensation on the vents in the other parts of the house, and I'm just worried that's going to cause mold. So I just put a dehumidifier inside my house. It takes care of it. So I'm going to show you some. Let's see here. Here's some more tomatoes. I tried them actually, and they were really good. They're very tasty. They could have been a little bit sweeter. I'm not really sure how to make it sweeter. Maybe if I put in some of that molasses in there, it'll kind of take up that sugar. So these tomatoes are doing really well. I'm excited about it. And then I will show you the outdoor stuff now that we're about halfway through. Windowsill unit is kind of stagnating. I'm starting some more seeds so that I can put them in here and get them to a certain size. This is kind of like my seed starting area. So these are doing, the plants in here, like the tomato plants or whatnot, are doing all right. They're not really doing, super well. But I'll just move on to the outdoors. The plants that are in the pots here, these tomato plants, I've already got some buds on them. And I don't know if any of these have started to turn into tomato plants, or tomatoes yet. But I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. They're getting some weird leaf discoloration there. Maybe you guys know what that is, what I need to put in there to kind of fix that. And then, let's see here, let's go back over here. The plants here are doing pretty well. Like I said, these are supposed to, I think, go to my grandma. So she has, I don't know when I'm going to go over there to get this to her, but I've got, my grapevine, it got snapped. So it's kind of, I don't know if it'll hold on, but we'll see. I got some more basil down here. The basil's doing alright. It's getting kind of droopy, but that's because I think it didn't get very much water. The pepper plants, the habanero plants, they're doing really well. As you can see, there's quite a bit of peppers on there. And then these are tomato plants that are hydroponic tomato plants, and they're doing pretty good, as you can see. I haven't had too many buds on it. I'm still in the growing solution, and I'm going to cut back on that. It's just I got to wait for them to eat all of the solution. So over here, this thing's full, but this plant here, as you can see, this ghost pepper plant is droopy. But the water in here, the water level's just fine, So that's something I'm not really sure about. So the other pepper plants aren't really doing all that great in here either, which kind of scares me. Why, would they not do very well in this setup if they would in others? But I guess, beggars can't be choosers. And then fish tanks. Let's see them. Oh, and my potatoes are doing all right. Still looking kind of shriveled up and drying up. I keep watering it quite a bit, but I guess they require a ton of water. These are some flowers. The broccoli has come back quite a bit. I told you before I was going to think about pulling it, but it's now getting really green. I haven't seen any flowering on it yet, but we'll see it hopefully eventually. And I've got some tomato plants in here. I guess this tomato plant is getting attacked by this broccoli plant, as you can see. Not really sure what's up with that, but this is either cantaloupe or watermelon. Not sure. It's not doing so hot, and same with this cantaloupe and or whichever one it is. I think this is watermelon. It's not doing so great, but I've got some cucumber growing back there, and I'm going to plant some more stuff in here pretty soon. And so far the bell siphon's been working. The fish are doing fine. Yeah. I still haven't gotten this one going yet. I've been pretty busy with my outdoor garden, as you've seen in a previous update. But I think I don't know if that's cucumber or watermelon or squash or whatnot, but it's doing really well. The onions are, doing pretty well now. Yeah, the broccoli back there is also doing well. There are a ton of bees. I don't want to get too close to it because the bees just congregate around here to drink all my water, which is really cool. These tomato plants are getting really green, and they're starting to, really kind of, down here towards the bottom, more shoots are coming up. And then I haven't seen whether or not this is going to start flowering yet, but I don't know. We'll find out eventually. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'll let you know next week when I get more done. Thanks. Later.